Alrighty, on to our next formula. So this is called the sinking fund formula. And in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to find an A given an F. So where we would use that? Well, I want $1 million when I retire. How much do I need to invest each year in my account? I need $10,000 for my school fund. How much do I need to invest each month? I'm going to do a capital expansion in 3 years to the cost of $1.2 million. How much should I set aside each year at an interest rate to get that? So it's what do I need to do now to get to the future? Okay. How much do I need to set aside or need to spend? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to find an A given a future amount. So we have our cash flow here. Notice again the F is right with the last A. Here's our formula. We've got our factor here. We can do the math. If you notice, it's just the reciprocal of the F equals A. It would make sense that that would be. But it'd sure be a lot easier to replace that whole thing with this functional notation. Find an A given an F. So we'll be using this in this manner. A is equal to F times A given F IN. So let's go try an example here. So what uniform amount should be deposited into account at the end of each year so that I have $10,000 at the time the fifth deposit has been made? Well, we've got our cash flow. At the end, we want to take out $10,000. We want to know 1, 2, 3, 4. How much do each of these, how much do I need to deposit? That's what we're looking for. And our interest rate is 10% per year. So this is our given. We want to find given and find basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to say A is equal to F. I want to find an A given an F at an interest rate for a number of periods. Well, I know I want 10,000. Find an A given an F, 10% for 5. Well, look in the back of my book. A given F is 0.1638. That is $1,638 per year, and I will have 10,000 at the end of 5 years. And that's all there is to it. That's it. So once you get into the groove, these really aren't that hard. It's just, I always think of it like a puzzle, right? I'm solving a puzzle. So here's another one. We're going to flip back. You decide that saving $16.38 per year is going to be hard, and you decide to save each month and have found a savings account that will pay 8% compounded monthly. What will your monthly payments be to accumulate the $10,000? So you're pretty lucky, right, that you found this savings account. So it's basically the same problem, except now we've got N is 5 years times 12 months per year, so N is 60 months. And the interest is going to be 8% per year divided by 12%. 12% divided by 12. So it's going to be 0.667% per month. You're lucky that you found that. We know, we're going to go this way, we know we're going to take 10,000 out when we're done, and we're going to start depositing in period 1, and we're going to go through 60. What is our A? Okay. Well, A is equal to F times A given F IN. Well, it's 10,000 times A given F, 0.667%, 60. Now we go on the back of the book. We don't have 0.667%. So we can do one of two things. We can linearly interpolate between a half and 3/4. Yeah, we could do that. It's probably going to be about the same amount of work to just use the formula. F is equal to I over 1 plus I to the n minus 1. So don't ever forget, we can always use these formulas. So it's 10,000 over 0.00667 all over, so we got to put these in decimals, you'll remember, so 0.00667 raised to the 60th minus 1. Well, we plug and chug in our computer, and we get 10,000 times 0.0136. So that is $136.08 per month. Not 38, 08. $136.08 per month for 5 years gets us $10,000. So just that, I only did that one so that you remember that there's that formula out there too, right? And remember, you don't have to memorize those formulas because you get the FE reference manual in your midterm, and the FE reference manual, if you haven't looked on D2L, has all the formulas, and it has tables. So you get all of that for your exams.